This young girl is frightening UFC champions right now.
I mean, I could have the title if I went there.
Alexa Grasso, Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah, I think I could.
Top experts believe she is the next big thing.
She is fucking good. She's mean. She's nasty. She goes after people.
And it's easy to see why.
She's going to have down getting up is going to be unbelievable.
That knee right there on the button drops it straight to her knees.
This is fighting as art. Let's go. We're kicking off the list with one of young Dakota Ditcheva's toughest tests against 77-fight and 73-win veteran Georgina Vander Lindon, who brought a truckload of experience into the ring and wasn't afraid to use it. Dakota came out guns blazing in round one, as she always does.
She was on a mission here, my friend. Really is. Very strong. 7-8. Only red heads of both girls, Danny. Ditcheva really going forward with a heavy shot.
But Georgina wasn't fazed as she leaned on her veteran savvy and shut things down with slick clinch work. Round two saw a shift, with Georgina turning up the heat with relentless pressure and volume, pushing the young phenom onto the back foot. By round three, both women were fully dialed in, trading fire in a back-and-forth brawl that had the crowd on their feet. In round four, Georgina started hot again, but Dakota adjusted like a pro, using sharp kicks and clever clinch control to steal the momentum.
The young body language of the young girl from Holland. She's just, like I said, she's just fighting with her heart. Yeah, she's blown.
The final round followed the same rhythm, with Georgina charging forward and Dakota chopping her down with well-timed counters and punishing low kicks. After 5 rounds of non-stop action, it was Ditcheva's hand raised by decision, and there was no question she earned it. Ditcheva's Muay Thai debut in 2015 in Thailand was just as impressive as she squared off against Hongfa Kor Jalanfak, a brave soul who tried to fight fire with fire. But her gas tank hit E real quick once Dakota started marching her down with front kicks and hooks. It took mere seconds for Dakota to take control. And once she trapped Hongfa in the corner, she launched a knee so vicious it looked like it split her breadbasket in half. Ditcheva's Muay Thai rampage rolled on when she faced Payton in 2017. Payton was greeted with stiff push kicks before the sinister combos started raining down like a violent weather alert.
Distinct height and reach advantage enjoyed by Ditcheva in the high kick. Stiff hands behind it, all of those landed flush. Payton's having to weather a nervous.
Payton's only game plan was to cling to Dakota like a life raft in a tsunami. But the moment Dakota created space, she drilled a savage liver kick that echoed like a gunshot. Payton survived the first, but the second one had her showing the white flag. If you thought that was savage, wait till you witness Dakota's demolition job on Bragg, who got thrown into the fire the moment the bell rang. Dakota came out blazing hot, and Bragg was sent spinning from a brutal knee to the midsection. Bragg beat the count, but Dakota's pressure and precision brought another standing count as Bragg struggled to hold it together. Bragg was saved by the bell in round one.
Desperately trying to shield the midsection, but there's just very little she can do once Ditcheva.
But in round two, Bragg had no answers left. Only the instinct to turn her back on reality that was now signed, sealed, and delivered. By 2019, Dakota Ditcheva had already carved her name into the Muay Thai scene as one of the fiercest young prospects, and against Titiana Mo, she proved exactly why the hype was real. From the opening bell, Dakota stormed forward with front kicks, followed by combos sharp enough to cut through steel. It didn't take long before Olmo was dropped to a knee. Credit to her toughness, Olmo got back up swinging, but Dakota was relentless, forcing another count as the pressure mounted.
Няма как да съкрати дистанцията след тези ретници. Ето виждате, че получава и колене.
With 2 minutes still left in the round, Dakota flipped the switch and went full Terminator mode, unleashing a storm of fists and kicks that gave Olmo no space to breathe. Dakota's relentless storm resulted in a third knockdown. But Olmo was not going to settle with anything less than a quadruple, and Ditcheva delivered it with grace. After about 3 years of terrorizing the amateur ranks, Dakota had perfected her MMA tools, and her star potential was clear to see. She made her MMA debut in 2021. Pro MMA newbie Jenny Line was the unlucky fighter standing across from Dakota in her MMA debut at Cage Steel 25, which took place in Sheffield, England. Ditcheva bounced around like a veteran as she switched stances and threw nasty kicks from the opening bell. Looking like a predator who has come to consume her prey, Dakota continuously backed her foe to the cage fence. By the 1-minute mark, her opponent was taking clean Muay Thai elbows to the chin. A few knees from the clinch position sent Line crashing to the floor, where Ditcheva got a brief chance to show off her rarely seen ground skills.
Oh, you heard that.
Jenny trying to cut off.
She's gone down.
Dakota's technical ability here on the floor.
Intent on scoring a highlight reel knockout, Dakota let her opponent get back up and connected with a huge spinning before finishing the fight with a knee to Line's face.
It's a masterclass, an absolute masterclass.
Under the watchful eyes of her mother, Ditcheva's first appearance in the PFL was a striking masterclass against Hashna Gabber. Displaying a high fight IQ, Dakota followed the hit and don't get hit doctrine. Her signature push kick proved useful once again. In the first round, she terminated her opponent's will to fight with well-timed knees to the abdomen. The fight ended in 58 seconds, scoring her fastest victory ever. Dakota returned 3 months later against Catherine Georgina. Proving to be the perfect mix of love and war, Dakota blew a kiss to start another masterclass. Ditcheva wisely worked her kicks early and managed the distance. Her counter-striking was on point. She negated her opponent's attempts at wrestling and punished her in the clinch. Hammer fists rained down on her adversary. Ditcheva pressed forward and unleashed a big right hand that cracked Georgina's on the jaw and sent her crashing to the canvas in a heap. Another punch followed, but the fight was already over. A vicious knockout, and one which announced to her future opponents that dangerous poses an immense danger.
I woke up this morning and I'll choose violence every single day.
Adjusting adeptly to the Professional Fighters League style within a year, Dakota Ditcheva was ready to take over. In 2023, Dakota headed to the PFL Europe Women's Flyweight Tournament against Meen Hermanson. Ditcheva controlled distance in the early stages via leg and body kicks. The knees again being the weapon of destruction, Ditcheva landed some knees in the clinch against the side of the cage before taking Hermanson down. After transitioning to the back from side control, Ditcheva locked in a rear naked choke to end the fight and secure the first submission win of her MMA career. Following the victory, Ditcheva was joined by her mum in celebration. Her 7 knockouts in 9 bouts put her on a par with MMA legends Amanda Nunes and Chris Cyborg, who had 6 stoppages in their first 9 bouts. The win moved Ditcheva to 10-0 professionally, earning her $100,000 and locking the English fighter into a spot in the PFL next season. As Dakota progressed, so did the level of her adversaries. For the semi-final, she was matched up against a tough opponent, Cornelia Holm in Paris. Competing against the seasoned wrestler, Dakota had some questions to answer. Within 30 seconds, Holm had shot for a takedown, but Dakota demonstrated her wrestling training. Refusing to go to the ground, Dakota sent Holm flying with every shot. In the third round, like something out of a movie, Dakota threw a crisp 1-2 that sent Holm crumbling, and a kick ended the fight. Dakota broadcasts to the flyweight division that she means business. With this victory, Dakota had eliminated all her foes and was set for the final in Dublin. Like in previous bouts, Ditcheva was a heavy favorite going into the fight with Italy's Valentina Scatizzi. In the first round, like many of Dakota's opponents, Scatizzi pressured Ditcheva and attempted to close the distance in a bid to nullify her striking. But this ended up playing into Ditcheva's hands.
Good head position here from Dakota. Nice knee to the head as well.
Nice tricky knee there from Dakota.
She recalled her Muay Thai training in the clinch and launched knees into the Italian fighter's face. Her opponent's face wore the damage, with her left eye swelling up grotesquely and blocking out her vision. That was enough for the ringside physician to call off the fight. Summing up the years of hard work in the gym, Ditcheva celebrated by dancing around the cage before being presented with her belt. The win also secured Ditcheva a $100,000 prize. In 2024, Ditcheva made her debut in the PFL American season against Lisa Mualden, having won PFL Europe last year. For this tournament, elbows were allowed, reuniting Dakota with a weapon she loves so much. It was domination from the opening bell as Dakota showed off her judo skills. 4 minutes in, Ditcheva landed a stinging straight right, left combination to the body of Mualden before dropping her with a powerful knee. Another knee to Mualden's baby factory made her go down again. The American was able to get back up, but Ditcheva sent her back to the canvas with another well-placed kick to the body. And the referee stepped in to stop the contest, handing Ditcheva 6 points thanks to the first round finish. Her next opponent, Chelsea Hackett, made a big mistake and got dropped with a heavy 1-2 when she decided to stand in the middle of the cage with Dakota. Ditcheva mixed strikes to the body and head. Using Gordon Ramsay's liver steak recipe, she landed a body shot that sent Hackett crumbling. The consecutive first-round stoppages means she had won the maximum 12 points and advanced to the playoffs in first place. Well, before Dakota decided to try out modeling. Fight after fight, Dakota bullied her opponents. Her huge frame and counter-striking meant that foes couldn't enter her range without being punished for it. In the semi-final, the British Bulgarian faced Gina Bishop and met her abdomen with sharp knees that immediately sent her crashing. Looking to give her opponent a proper send-off, Dakota asked Bishop to stand up, only to follow up with a parade of blows that ended the fight. With her future opponent in the crowd, Dakota knew she had sent fear through their hearts, signaling them to shut up. Now undoubtedly PFL's biggest female star, Dakota was prepared to face the biggest stars. A showpiece with former UFC flyweight title challenger Taila Santos was set up, and Santos was tipped to provide the toughest test of Ditcheva's career. From her walkout, Ditcheva looked relaxed in the biggest fight of her life. She danced her way to the cage as a pocket of fans from the UK cheered the Manchester fighter. Ditcheva set the tone for a dominant performance with a trio of leg kicks. Dakota proved to be too strong in the grappling department. And on the feet, her signature front kick found a home on Santos's face. She outclassed Santos, bringing oohs from the crowd as the Brazilian struggled to defend herself, and uncorked hard shots against the former UFC title challenger like never before. A thudding knee and flurry of body shots was the end as the referee stepped in, crowning Ditcheva Britain's first female MMA world champion. Dakota celebrated by putting lipstick on in the center of the octagon before embracing her team, including her mother and former kickboxing world champion Lisa Howarth, and roaring with joy.
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Dakota credits her mother for her monstrous power. Not only has Ditcheva broken Britain's barren run for a female world champion, She has done it in a dominant fashion rarely seen in women's MMA. Fans and pundits are already describing Ditcheva as being among the world's best, with the Briton also becoming the PFL's youngest ever champion at 26. Her 13 finishes, 12 of them knockouts, make for a glittering resume, and she has all the attributes to flourish at the very top of the sport. Please subscribe if you didn't know about this fighter before. We're making videos on legendary fighters and upcoming legends like Ditcheva. Thanks. Goodbye.